All right, so let's talk about retainer clients. Where to start, how to attract them, what should your approach be, and how do you keep them once you have them? And this is very subjective because obviously there's gonna be multiple answers to a lot of these questions, but the key is finding the right answers that work for you and your business. Before we even get into it, let's first define what a retainer actually is. Basically, what a retainer is an agreement between the client and service provider to offer a working relationship for a long period of time, whether it be monthly, weekly, whatever the case may be, for usually a set fee. Now, as creatives, why is it even beneficial for us to have people on retainer when we can just probably do a bunch of one-off projects and essentially charge more every time you do a project? Now, the obvious reason is to keep a steady cash flow coming in on a monthly basis because let's face it, as creatives, it's very difficult to know when and where your money is going to be coming from on a consistent basis, making it very difficult for you to just live your life or run a successful business because you don't know if you're going to be making money for the next couple months or not because you don't have a set number of clients that's going to actually come in and work with you on a consistent basis. Now, retainers can also be super attractive and super beneficial to your clients because now they're getting your services at a discounted rate and they're getting a steady flow of content to keep their customers and clients engaged in their business, and that will in turn give them a higher ROI on every video that they put out because they're putting out more content, people are engaging with their content, and they're more receptive to come in and spend money with said business. Now, me personally, only having my production business for a short amount of time, I've been fortunate enough to have a number of clients that I've had on retainer in the past where we've kind of worked out some deals where, like I said, I give them a little bit of a discount on the front end, and in turn, they keep a steady flow of content, which keeps me working and keeps me striving to get better and having me work more to kind of help increase my skill set and get me to a point where I can be a lot better as a filmmaker and as a creator. Because the problem with doing one-off projects, like we said at the beginning, you don't know how often those projects are going to come in. And in terms of your overall growth as a creator, you're not working often enough to kind of help you progress yourself and become a better creator and in turn make more money as you're doing it. So now that we understand what retainer clients are and how that can benefit us in terms of business, what is the best way to approach these clients? And one of the best ways that I think is to build a relationship with these clients first. Now, you really don't want to approach a brand new client with a retainer offer, especially if you haven't necessarily worked with them before in the past. Now, you will have a very low success rate in doing it this way, just because a lot of people don't want to go into a long-term business plan with someone that they don't know or they're not comfortable with and don't know how they necessarily work. And this is just a risk that most business owners aren't willing to take. And even for us as creators, you don't necessarily want to jump into these deals with these business owners and you don't necessarily know how they're going to work. And you don't want to seal the deal and then later on learn that they're going to be a pain to work with on future projects. Believe me, I've made that mistake. So obviously the best candidates to approach with these type of deals are people that you've worked with before in the past and that are already familiar with you and how you work and obviously love the work that you produce on a consistent basis. Okay, so now that we know who to target, let's now get into the question I was actually asked and the reason why I'm even making this video. And this question comes from my boy Brian Oliver at Revilo Media or Revilo Media. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's basically just his name backwards, which I thought was kind of cool. So make sure you guys go check him out. But the question he asked was, what are the main necessities for retainer clients? Basically meaning what type of things that you need to know in order to go into these meetings and being able to close these retainer client deals. So in my opinion, the number one and main thing is be a problem solver. Do some research on that client and the industry that they're in. And once you have a good understanding of that client and what their needs might be, present them with the problem that you may have seen from the outside looking in from a content standpoint, and then just offer some solutions that you can then come in and help them plan to fix and overcome some of these issues. You kind of want to wow them a little bit. Let them get a sense that you genuinely care about their business and how they are perceived to their clients. And just remember, ROI is the most important thing to these business owners because they don't want to get to a point where they're out here just wasting marketing dollars. Another thing you can do is just put some examples together on what other people in their market are doing in terms of a content standpoint, and that will help you further let them know that how necessity it is to kind of get some content going to help them stand out from their competition. So basically, all this is just problem solving. Present your client with the problem and then proceed to tell them how you can help them overcome it. Now notice how we've gotten this far into the conversation and we still have yet to bring up a retainer or anything closely resembling that. Because after you bring up these problems and offer a solution to solve it, you kind of want to get a sense of how they're accepting all of this information. Now, if you get a sense that you're getting a little bit of pushback and they're not really open to the idea, maybe you need to go back, work on your approach a little bit more before you come back in and offer the retainer. But on the other side, if you feel that they're welcoming to the idea, then that's what you can go ahead and give them your pitch. And when you do, soft serve it a little bit. Explain to them that they're gonna need a lot of content in order to be consistent on social media and through these variable platforms or creating ads and all these other different type of things, because sometimes viewers and people on these social platforms want to see your ads or want to see you as a business on multiple different occasions before they make their final decision. Now at this point, your client should already have a pretty good idea of what you charge because again, they've worked with you before in the past, they've already been a client of yours and they know what they're basically getting themselves into. And this is when you can go in and offer a discounted rate on a monthly basis, keep your content fresh, and then this will be appealing to them because they're now getting your services at a slightly discounted rate. Or even better for me personally, what I would do is go in and ask the client if they have a monthly marketing budget that they kind of want to stay within. And then from there, you can go in and just offer them a tailored plan to help them stay within that budget. Basically, what you're trying to do is get them to create a marketing department within their company that you can then come in and be the head of. When you put things that way, most business owners will be open to it because now they know that they need marketing and they're gonna put a certain amount of funds aside each month for their marketing budget. Because basically at the end of the day, that's exactly what you want to be, and that is in charge of their marketing team. Where all the content ideas, the marketing strategies, the plans and everything like that come from you. This way the client will respect you and appreciate you more, and that just makes you more than just a videographer or a photographer at that point. Bottom line is become a problem solver. Now, if you're someone that don't have a lot of clients or haven't worked with a lot of clients before in the past, another way to try to get that ball rolling and to get people interested into working with your services. So let's say you get hired for a job and the client comes to you for a video idea. What you then want to do is not offer your retainer, but then go ahead, do the project. Maybe it's a one-off project. Whatever you do decide to charge, make sure you undersell and you over-deliver. Always. Make sure you're always looking for ways to give your client more than what they're actually paying for. Now, this can help you speed up the process and getting clients to trust you, trust working with you, and then in turn, in a project or two down the road, and then you can come in, offer your retainer deals, and you'll have a much higher success rate in getting the ball rolling that way. So there you have it, guys. I didn't want to make this video too long because obviously there's a lot more that goes into these type of subjects. So if you want to know more tips and tricks on the subject itself, make sure you hit me up in the DMs, comments, whatever. Let me know what you want me to tackle on next. If you have any other questions regarding how to get retainer clients, how to keep them, any of those things, just like I said, make sure you hit me up and I'll be sure to either respond to you or make another video. Oliver, man, thanks again for the questions. Hopefully I gave you some insights on some of the things that you can do in order to start getting retainer clients today. And to the rest of you guys, if you haven't done so already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Because the more I build this channel up, the more I can take time away from my own personal clients and I can make more videos like this to help you guys grow and scale your production business. So with that being said, YouTube, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I've been all in my bag, you been all in my business, you be all in your feelings, I've been all in them trenches, I've been all in my bag.